Hi, I'm Deval Soparkar. I'm the founder of Ashiyana Infrastructures. I'm probably the only daily developer founder in our city, and I can say very modestly that probably standing tall among the male dominated industry of real estate. I also had the Credai Ahmedabad Gaheads Women Wing chapter with a motto to promote more and more women in the real estate space. So I was approached by Women's Social Corner about to talk about financial literacy, and I am a big believer that you need to be financially independent. But being financially independent and being financially literate are two different things. So in my opinion, being financially independent means if you are working and earning is being financially independent. If you are not only raising your family or contributing to your family income is being financially independent. But financially literate means when you are earning, do you have a say in where the money is being invested as part of your family income or family savings or your goal of your family's financial security? Do you have that say or not? Even if you don't have a say, do you have the knowledge where your money is being invested? Do you or are you being consulted about your own money, that whether it is invested in the way you want it? So women and men, I personally feel, have share a very different angle when it comes to financial security and aspects of being financially secured. So if you are being part of that discussion, if you know that how your money is invested along with the family's financial planning, then I think I would consider and label you as a financially literate woman. So there is one thing that, and even if you're not earning, even if you're not financially independent, but still, if you are part of the discussion, you are financially literate. So these two terms are very, very different, and everyone should be completely aware about when we talk about being financially independent and being financially literate. I think largely in the society we have achieved a role of more and more women are getting financially independent these days, but we have yet to work on the goal of making them financially literate. See, traditionally in our society, it was always the male members working, earning, and taking decisions of the investments of the family. But now, with the advent of the second income, the word is second income coming in, women wants to play larger role and say in the planning. Last 2-3 years were very, very unpredictable for a lot of families, where they lost the male member of the house, and women left without any clue. I mean, starting from the mutual fund, starting from the bank lockers, deposits, they actually didn't know where the will of that member is and whether he has taken the life insurance policy or not. So it's just not your mutual funds or your bank lockers or your properties, but it also talks about a lot of insurance policy, your company policies. There is a key man insurance. The lady didn't know that if there is a death of a male family member, the primary wage earner of the family, there is a key man insurance, and what are the benefits of it. So there are a lot of things where women got completely off guarded and completely loss of track, and in a situation where she is alone in the world to fight her own battle. There is a mountainous of medical expenses. The family is at her mercy. God forbid, younger kids at her mercy. She was left completely unaware about it. And so in a recent time where the time has become very, very unpredictable, and we don't want any of these things or any pandemic in our life, we still need to talk about financial literacy among the women. If I could add that financial literacy is not just for a women staying in the family kind of a space, it's equally important for different stages of life, whether you are single, divorced, I mean, God forbid, but in a bad marriage, or you have decided, or the circumstances had made you single suddenly. Financial literacy will help you, because now you are at a stage of life where predominantly you are going to be leading your financial decisions alone. in that situation, there are a lot of products available for a short term, medium term, long term planning. Depend on your age, depend on your medical situation, depending on the stage of your life, you can take a call about various products. And that's why financial literacy play a very, very important role in life of a female. Society needs to start involving women at a very early age. Women are born with innate ability to do budgeting. I am also a believer of that thing, that we can budget, we can plan, because we are born with that. We also know what to save, how much to save, what is my lifestyle. They know all these things subconsciously. But if father or grandfather starts involving daughters at an early age, give them small tasks like, this is 100 rupees, what do you think, how you should invest, or just say that, these are 100 rupees or 1000 rupees, depends on your family budget or worth or income. Give them an opportunity to invest in stock. क्या डूब जाएगा, मतलब अगर if 1000 rupees देते हैं और डूब गया तो भी क्या डूब गया. But give them an exposure that you can trade in stock, or you can buy gold, or you can buy mutual funds. Make them aware about different investment avenues. Allow them to learn, allow them to make mistakes and learn from them, because I think it's very important that if they make mistakes and learn from it. So if you make them aware about various products, give them an exposure of the various products, give them some initial fund to start with, and I guess it's a huge responsibility on a father's shoulders and a grandfather's shoulder. Now I would also say on a mother's shoulder, because mothers are earning, and give them a space where they can come forward with their own ideas. Ask them to do research, make them read economic times and see what are the products that are getting introduced in the market, what are bonds, what are savings accounts, basic things. There actually is financial literacies, and financial literacy one-on-one starts. Then when they go to their in-laws' house, or if they decide to lead their life alone, in both the space, they come and equip with the basic knowledge about various products, and with that knowledge they can explore and experience various products, because if they've decided to stay alone, they are earning, then no one can fool them, no one can make them sign on some papers which are actually shoddy or scam. If they are part of a family, then they can bring in the insight, because they know the product. When they will ask questions, it will make sense, and they will not have fear about asking questions. So I think it is a society's responsibility to make them part of the decision. But before they make them part of a decision, get them interested to talk about it, get them interested to learn about it, and allow them to make mistakes freely. And then, you will see more and more financially literate women in the industry, in the society, which is the need of an hour. See, as a female entrepreneur, if I have to give an advice for investment, I would say that be very, very disciplined when it comes to investment. And when it talks about discipline, I am a big believer of systematic investment plan, because I believe that, it becomes automatically, it's linked with your bank account. You really don't have to think about it. It gets linked. And in some years, you really start seeing that without making much effort, the good portfolio is built up. So start with, if you're earning, say, 10,000 rupees, start with 1,000 rupees of SIP. Then slowly and steadily, as your income rises, you move up in your career hierarchy, change it. If you are homemaker, if your husband is giving you some money for the managing your household and all, then take interest and start SIP, because that will give you an exposure of different products. From SIP, SIP is linked to mutual funds and other related portfolios. Then you can also think, when market is so up, you can also think of divesting and put that entire chunk into, say, buying a small property. Why SIP, and why I'm bullish on SIP, and why SIP should be your first product, though I sound like a bank manager right now, because it happens automatically, linked to the bank, brings in a lot of financial discipline, which is required when you are starting your journey as being financially independent and literate both. So start with that, do small amount, be consistent in your investment planning, read a lot, ask a lot of questions, and make yourself aware about what is going on in the market. Read about war, read about oil prices, read about gold prices, read about exchange prices, because everything is linked into this. And I would say just bring up your knowledge to the level that you can ask relevant questions to the relevant people. And I think that you will see a whole lot of a difference about how much you will gather in this whole process. If I have to just summarize what I talked for all this time, I would say that traditionally women were not financially independent, uh, and that's why they were not financially literate. Not necessarily, two terms are not mutually exclusive, but or exhaustive, but they are linked. Uh, Now women are becoming financially independent, and that's why being financial literate is very very important, because your own money, where it is gets invested, you should you have absolute right to know about it. If you are part of a family system as a lady, you should know, because there could be a situation where you have to act as a man of the house, and you should know where the money has been invested, not only of yours but also of your husbands or your families or your businesses. Uh, if you are single or have decided that as your course of life, then financial literacy is much more important, because you have to lead your life alone, and there would be investments that you need to plan, looking at short term, medium term, and long term vision of your life. So the journey has started for female to be financially independent. Now the next step together we have to take is to be financially literate, and I must say that it is very very liberating experience when you know that where your money has been invested and how your money is growing. uh, I guess it's a very very fulfilling moment when you say that the decisions that you have made are giving you the right returns, and you can use that money in the right way at the right time. Time is also essentially very important factor in financial literacy and independence both. So I think it's a very good movement, and I would urge all women not only to be financially independent but also financially literate. Thank you so much.